Have you been in front of me before? I don't remember
Yes,
you guys. Okay.
absolutely. We've been in front of you before.
All right. You've mostly
And
been in front of
you
Judge
would not
Semitis.
allow me to present anything because of the, yes, corrupt nature of the court. There's a felony on my record, and
Mhm.
that should not be there. I was forced to sign that, claiming that that was the only way I could see my kids.
Change of circumstance to review child support.
1-04042DM. I've read your motion, Ms. Reynolds, and I've read the response. Let me see if I can break this down for everybody. Ms. Reynolds, you're saying there's a change of
Miss
circumstance.
Lemon? I'm
I'm sorry,
sorry,
Miss
just to make
Lemon.
sure.
Miss
Okay.
Lemon. Forgive me.
Okay.
I'm looking down at one of the pleadings and it says Reynolds versus Reynolds. So that's why
Right.
I'm looking down, looking at my notes and reading. And forgive me, but the court filings and the dockets will always say Reynolds. They don't change it to Lemon. It's
Right.
what
I
it
understand.
was
Yeah.
incepted as. So what we've got here is the basis for your change of circumstance is essentially that he changed jobs and that he the overnights went from 182 and a half to 185 versus 180. That's your pleading.
No, that is not. To clarify that, if you look at my pleading, it says that my job has changed, his job has changed, and that the original agreement was made under false
Well,
information. And
the original agreement has been ratified by the court, so I'm stuck with it. Okay. What is the change in your job?
I was a full-time student
Okay.
and doing real estate. And as we know, real estate has
Right.
tanked completely. So
Right.
have been trying to find a job now that I have graduated, but because of the, yes, corrupt nature of the court, there's a felony on my record, and
Mhm.
that should not be there. And so I am
Okay.
struggling to gain employment.
All right. Well, my problem is this. I need a major change of circumstance to review
That's
child support.
a
That's been the
major
problem.
change.
That's been the problem all along. So you're saying you don't have an income now?
Correct. And Dave moved to Tennessee. I think that's pretty major too. He bought a house in Tennessee,
That's not
paid
what
for
his
the
pleading
house.
says.
Excuse me?
Where does Mr. Reynolds live? He lives in, according to his response, he lives here in Grand Rapids.
Uh,
I live
when
in
I
Philadelphia.
requested this entire child support review, he bought a house in Tennessee and he still owns that house in Tennessee.
He can own a house in Tennessee, but if he's living here in Grand Rapids,
Okay.
that's not a change.
Well, it
My
is
only my my
because
only question here is, since this, I need to know what his income changed because the job changed. So what information I need is this. I need information from his current contract. And if it is the same income, we do not have a change of circumstance and we're stuck with the 36 months by law. That's my
I,
explanation, Miss Lemon. That's why I tried to explain this. I'm like, I don't have the requisite change of circumstance to review child support at this time. You signed a contract in June of 2022. Essentially,
based on
when
the
you
information that David Reynolds was going to be, I was forced to sign that, claiming that that was the only way I could see my kids. Because if
unfortunately,
you're
that's
well
but there
aware,
was a lot to that agreement. They waived
yeah,
arrearages,
including
they
the
raid
fact that I would be able to see my kids because otherwise I would
well,
not be able.
and you are seeing your children, correct? You are seeing your
Correct.
child. Yeah, okay, then
Only
you
because
got
I
the you got
agreed to
the
sign that.
you got the benefit of the bargain. And
Mm,
that's my problem. I don't have the requisite legal change of circumstance to review
I
this
completely
unless his
disagree.
income increased. If his income increased, I will review this. So what I need is I'm going to reserve on that because I want that information. Once I get it, I'll issue an opinion as to whether there's a change of circumstance or not. Mr.
And
so
he
I
does
can,
not have the kid. He does not have her 50-50. And nowhere in my pleadings did I say it's about a 2 day
Okay.
difference. That was a
All right.
benefit that I was giving him to try to resolve things outside of
But
court.
again,
well, her
that
pleading says two overnights. That's
I
what she,
know that's what her
It does
pleading said.
not. Where does the pleading say that he only has two additional overnights? Please tell me where the pleadings say he only has two overnights.
I might, I will look it up right now.
that's what
Please
I'm
do.
looking up to because I know that I read it in your pleading.
My request was for the child support to be based on two different overnights, but that was because of a conversation I had with Dave, which he claimed he would be willing to do if I would swap
Minor
them.
daughter, Callie spends a minimum of 184 overnights with the plaintiff. That's
With
what
the
it says.
plaintiff,
A
that's what
minimum,
that's what your number three is. That's where I got the numbers from.
a minimum. That is not saying there's only a 2 day difference.
And I
That it,
think you
but
have a
that
typo.
is
Yeah, I think you have a typo. You probably meant defendant, but Oh, no,
No,
you
I
are the
didn't.
plaintiff.
No,
I'm
I
sorry.
didn't. I meant the
Either,
Yeah,
plaintiff.
so
I
yeah,
am the
you
plaintiff.
said
either
184 overnights.
either
That's
one,
what you
your
said.
allegation number 3 indicates you guys have almost the same parenting time that was ordered in the previous order.
No,
That's
it
your own
doesn't. There's nowhere
that's
in there
your own
doesn't say that we
number
have the same
3.
parenting
Minor
time.
daughter Kaliana Reynolds spends a minimum of 184 overnights with the plaintiff.
But yeah, that does not say that's a equal split by any stretch of the imagination. Nowhere there does it say that Dave then has 180
yes, it
some.
does, Miss Lemon.
No,
Yes,
it
it
does
does. So
not.
I will reserve, get me that contract. Let me see what the pay is. I will note the pay in the order. I'm going to let her know what that contract says. And if it says the $500,000 that you're alleging, there's no change of circumstance. Matter of fact, his pay went down 6,000. So,
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right. Have a good morning, everyone.
Have a great
just
day.
to
I'll
make
reserve
sure
after I see that.
the additional proofs that were requested, because I know last time that we sat before you, you would not allow me to show the video. That was very clear evidence, even though Jude himself had the exculpatory evidence.
Have you been in front of me before? I don't
Yes,
remember you guys. Okay.
absolutely. We've been in front of you before.
All right. You mostly
And
been in front of
you
Judge
would not
Semitis.
allow me to present anything, just like now.
Okay, well, you've presented what you presented. That's what you've presented it by your motion.
No,
I
no,
read
my
your
motion
motion.
very clearly
Matter of fact,
says
I
that
read
I
you
have
did
a change of
several.
job. It
Okay.
very clearly says I have a change, both in my student status and in my job, that the father has a change, that it's not
Okay.
remained
All right.
50-50.
Again, have a good morning. I'm going to reserve and I will issue it when I look at his income. Have a good morning.
Thank you very
Take
much,
care,
Your Honor.
everybody.